I'm trying to think of an epic way to introduce someone that is so fucking epic on like a different fucking like scale of things. He's oh, look at him smiling. But all right, I'm going to introduce to you right now a creature so fearsome and found. he's not a pigeon. All right. It's my boy. It is. Oh my god, let me do this real smooth. It's my boy. INB4.
Hello.
See what I mean? He's just so epic, everyone.
I know, I'm really selling that epic that epic aura right
Dude,
now.
it's unreal. It's just I think if you gave any more enthusiasm, I think we might get banned. Just saying. I think that'd be it. Episode 3, we're cancelled.
But I'll do my best to curb my enthusiasm.
Well, as non-enthusiastic as you can you please tell everyone at home that's watching, listening, and whatever, all right, who you are and what do you do?
Well, a lot of people call me INB4. My close friends call me B4. Very few know my IRL name. But you know, content creator. I like to use that as kind of a broad term. I make music. I do photography. I'm working on making some videos right now to complement that sort of stuff on the YouTube channel, and then I'm trying to find a way to kind of mix that into Twitch, but in kind of a different way that, you know, we all like on this channel specifically here. You know, we like the things that are different and bold. So
I'm not bold.
I mean, I guess you could say the sides are, but that's intentional. It's not like
It's a nice trim.
Yeah, exactly. The undercut, which I fancy, but you know, I haven't gone in like.
Dude, if you had an undercut, you'd look like an extra out of fucking like the Misfits or like, you know, like some kind of fucking insane punk band from back in the day.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Ian. That sounds about right. I mean, the fact that I've gone about 6 months without doing anything to it doesn't even look like I had one before, you know?
Dude, I swear to God, though, right? I feel that, like, fucking, like, just growing it on top here and not doing anything with it, it's getting there. Should I grow it down to my ass crack? Like, my top bit?
That's what I'm going for. I've got about just past boob.
Just past my lovely eyes on that fucking t-shirt right there.
I know. High quality. Yeah.
Exclamation point. Merch. In the chat. That was awful. Now, right, let's get this kicking off. Tell me, why the fuck did you jump on Twitch? What were you thinking?
Wow. Yeah, that's one way to put the question. So at the time, I was working at an IT company, and the project that we were on at the time was just dreadfully dull. And I was, you know, having a conversation with one of my coworkers, because it was usually 2 or 3 of us working at a time, so we would just kind of sit there and shoot the shit. And my homie was like, well, yeah, so I started making some YouTube videos, just playing some like UFC or whatever, and like shit, I made like, I think he said he made like $500 last year just doing that by itself. Like he wasn't
just
like,
doing YouTube.
Yeah, just like uploading some YouTube videos, and he said that he would like stream it on Twitch and then chop it up and then put it on YouTube. Is how he said it. So
there you go.
I was thinking to myself at the time, well, like, you know, I'm kind of sick of working for people. Like, you know, I don't mind. I didn't mind the gig I was working at the time, but I basically thought to myself, well, let's start making some content. Let's see what we got, you know, see what we need and see what's out there. So I thought to myself, well, what do I like to play? Well, I like to play Elder Scrolls games. Okay, well, let's research how many views the Elder Scrolls games get. And it was all right. It wasn't the best, but I also wasn't really aiming for the stars at the time. So
right.
So I was like, you know, I'll just start making some YouTube videos. So I started recording what was it, Oblivion. And the way I had that set up, dude, I have no idea how it worked, but it did. I ended up running my PC out from the HDMI into a splitter. One half of the splitter would go to my monitor, which was actually this monitor at the time, and the other half of it would go to this AverMedia capture card, because at the time I had no idea that OBS was a thing.
I'm trying to
So
think, what
like,
was mine? I had a Hopag or Hopage or whatever people called them. It was just a big, massive box to record shit. It was horrible.
oh, how far we've come in
It's
today's
mad,
age,
isn't
right?
it? Mad.
It is, but so it was really that conversation that was like, oh, well, you can make some extra money on the side. You know, it's better to not put all your eggs in one basket. And I feel like that kind of includes like, you know, revenue streams. So, you know, if you've got like quite a few different places giving you a little bit of money at a time, eventually you can possibly, you know, make it without having to, you know, work for the man.
Oh, dude, that's my dream. I don't work for any man. Not
cheers.
Not
that,
even
bro.
myself. Cheers. I'd literally give myself like fucking suspension or a written like I nearly said detention. I'll give myself detention at work. Could you imagine? Oh my god.
I can only imagine. And the funny thing is about all that is that like I had already had, you know, previous performing experience before I got into live streaming, because I actually was doing YouTube before I did Twitch, and then so I kind of ditched the YouTube project to focus on Twitch. I had grabbed like all of the names that I could on social media for that particular, you know, for that particular name, INB4Gaming, which was a stupid. I remember just sitting there at my desk, dude. Like I was my e-cig was broken at the time, so I was smoking cigarettes. So me and like the boys would go out and we'd light a couple of those up, and we'd just sit there, wait for the phone to ring, and we were sitting there like, you know, what's like really shit posty and like stupid, but like people would recognize. And I'm like, well, everybody hates like 4chan and all those people. Like, I don't even know how to describe that fucking shitstorm over there, but
that clan.
yeah, we're sitting over there, we're smoking, we're like INB4. Well, that kind of escaped out of that, so that might have some kind of name recognition. And I went with INB4Gaming because I thought I was going to be making a gaming channel when I started it all. And I'm thinking, and then eventually I got to the point where I met, you know, guys like Treeborn. They showed, you know, that, you know, you could do more than just play games on stream. You could like make it an entertaining experience for people to use, especially with the magic of the green screen.
I just want to cut in real quick though. You've just mentioned Treeborn, absolutely brilliant guy. Need to get him on here at some point. It's going to be a bit tricky. Well, I don't know actually. It's a Thursday, so it might be all right for him. Okay, might be okay. We'll see. But lovely fucking guy. Also did that track with Seti.
I love him.
Fucking,
he did. He did. It was
powerful.
Fucking epic.
Was the new one. Yeah, good shit.
Yeah,
but yes,
it's super good.
Yeah, I actually that's where I found you. I actually was in the chat at the same time as you when Treeborn was like live or whatever like that, and you were saying about like your content and like I can't even remember how we started talking. To be honest,
it was through a very unlikely place. It was Endless Backlog. I remember.
Oh, it was Backlog, was it?
I sent him because like he was doing something and he wanted me to send him something, so I sent it to him, and he like played it, and then he's like, "Oh, you know, you'd really get along with this CloneKorp guy," and that happened on you happened to be in the chat like I don't know if it was like a couple hours later, a couple days later. Time for me is a little fucked up, but
it is right now. Fuck.
Yeah. But I remember he sent me the message. We swapped clips, and then we just started being buds after that.
That's what he thinks we are. Jesus Christ.
So it was after I met Tree that I started, you know, I got a green screen and I started kind of playing around with it. And I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, I used to perform music for like a really long time. Why not like try to mix the two together? You know what I mean? Like let's get some live streaming action with some music. And that kind of went on for a little while, and the community that I was in wasn't particularly interested in it because the community that I was hanging around with at the time was kind of one of those like follow for follow communities. And yeah, E is right. This no, not definitely. Like, I learned a lot from that experience, and you know, it's one of the things you kind of go through when you're learning about, you know, how to Twitch.
You gotta learn how to Twitch correctly, okay? You don't want to look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the other side, you know, there's like chat etiquette and all that sort of stuff, and like, you know, figuring out how to like feel out the tone of the stream and the streamer, who they are, how they are, and you know how well your personalities connect, and it's like,
you know,
there's a whole
Let's
lot
actually
to it
talk
that I
about
didn't
that.
realize. Yeah.
Reading the fucking room. Oh my god. Now, like, oh my god. I stopped by go on, sorry.
Oh, it's an important topic.
Oh god, fuck yeah, dude. I feel like, you know, like you just touched on it a little bit there. I feel like, yeah, let's have a sniff on this. Well, you know, I get a lot of people come on Twitch, you know, for their escape and everything like that, and I feel like some people forget sometimes, like, there's other people watching, and they just think it's a one-on-one kind of conversation, and then they just throw some real shitty news out there about something, and then it's just like, it throws the streamer off. And it's just like, everyone's real hype at one point, and then this news comes out, and it's like, oh man. I mean, send me in a DM and we'll talk about it off stream. Yeah, 100%. But god fucking damn! Sargi with the 5 gifted subs. What you doing, you mad lad? What you doing? Thank you so much. How are you feeling? It was his 2-year anniversary last night.
Yeah, it was, and he was having a good time. I was in there for quite some time.
Let me mute that for a second. Oh mate, I was so destroyed last night. I was just fucking. I was ready to fucking go to sleep. But 18 hash browns, 5 Subway five Subway sandwiches.
Oh my god.
2 cheesy garlic bread. Still hungry and want more hangover food. Well, look, I get it. You've just given me 5 gifted subs, but stop making it about you.
Oh, poor Soggy. I hope that hangover goes away soon.
Yeah, nah, it will. Soggy, all you need to do, right, listen very carefully, is just get a glass and then fill it with raw eggs. Just swallow the shit out. Gargle some raw egg.
That does not sound good.
No, it's not supposed to. I bet he's gipping right now. But yeah, look, read in the room, right? He's game. He's fucking game. Oh my god. But yeah, read in the room. Giving off news and stuff like that. Trying, like, you know, changing the entire mood of the fucking, like, the stream and everything. Thank you for the follow there. Like, what are your thoughts on all that kind of stuff? Give it to me.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's an essential skill to have in both Twitch interactions and like real life ones, because like you know, a lot of the things that we
it's essentially the same thing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. It's just like the only difference is you're over there, I'm over here, or I'm over here and you're over there, depending on the perspective.
Exactly. Look, hey, look, I can wave to you, man. Hey, hi. Look at that. That was so wholesome. But yeah.
Like, as an example, like, you know, if you had somebody who did like a breaking news series, right? Like an actual, like, had like a news thing going on Twitch, right? Like, then, you know, releasing bad news and letting the streamer know would be a good thing. But like in a place where there's like entertainment going on, or you know, people are having a good time and vibing, and they don't want to have that sort of thing smashed out from underneath them, you know, like a hammer through a glass table flying through space at 100 miles an hour.
I love that.
And you know, it kind of comes down to, if you can read the room you can then begin to mingle with people, you know?
Exactly, and get into like the communities and everything, like
Exactly.
a lot easier. Like,
Especially if you're not being a weird dickhead, right?
yeah, I mean, literally, I hate the weird ones. I mean, no,
Yeah.
but like, for instance, I was in a like, I don't want to name the stream channel or anything like that because then you guys could go through the VODs. But I was in one of my friends' channels today, and like, literally, someone just came in, said a fucking relative had died, a very close relative had died, and it's like, oh shit. But it was so out of the blue, and this person who was streaming was so happy at that point, and then they read that, and like, literally, they had to, I mean, fucking fair play to them. They just went, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Please be sure to call someone up about it. And then moved on to the next thing. It's like, I'd say that is the best way, most professional way I've ever seen anyone just go past that kind of thing. Because I've seen, like, every other time, it's just someone just going, oh, shit, what do I talk about now? After something like that.
And that's kind of a skill that you have to learn as you figure out how to perform on Twitch, because there's not one way to do it. You know, there's people who excel at the video game play, and you know, they do that sort of stuff, and you know, like whether or not they, you know, like a lot of those times, you know, you would understand that they wouldn't be able to read chat because, you know, they're focusing on the gameplay. But for a more interactive stream, you know what I mean, it's all about, you know, courtesy.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I've turned into that guy. I'm just talking over you when you're talking. I'm so fucking sorry. Keldon, thank you for the 7 months. 7 months of mayhem to 7 more months.
Cheers to that, dude. It's a good 7 months. But you know, as far as like the performer goes, you know, it's an invaluable skill to learn, just because there are so many ways to do it.
Oh yeah.
And it just happens to be, you know, in this more intimate, you know, talking to chat and having that be the focus of the stream. That is
that's the tricky part. That's the tricky
part.
Yeah. See, like, I've had it a few fucking times, like, where someone comes, I mean, like, I get it, like, literally, I get it, because, like, I try to be real fucking close with everyone in the chat, and, like, you know, just, you know, ask them about their day and remember about, like, what they, like, get up to, like, you know, the other day and stuff, so, like, I can be like, oh, I was skateboarding off of Mount Doom the other day, you know, like, whatever, but, like, fucking... This? What is that? Oh, it's a chili pepper. I wondered what the fuck that was. But yeah, I mean, I've had a few people pop in before, but like, you know, back then I was just like, don't know how to respond to this. Yeah. Like, do I do a whole crying bit? No.
Yeah, because there's definitely a thin line there, and like that's one thing. It's like, you know, gotta respect the streamer's boundaries. Like if they're keen to talk about that kind of stuff on stream, you know what I mean, that's one thing. But like otherwise, if there's kind of a different atmosphere on there, you know, learn to read the room before you go say anything. Because if something awful does happen to you, like, we're not saying don't reach out to us. We're not saying, you know, that we're closing ourselves off from having any kind of like involvement in, you know, the goings in of your lives. You know, it's just like when it's on stream, that's performing time. Afterwards in the DMs or in voice chats is when that sort of stuff can be addressed in a more appropriate, you know, venue, right?
Dude, I'm glad you just said venue, because dude, it's literally like, imagine going to a gig and you just like, it's such a good vibe, the fucking music's playing, everyone's fucking singing along, hey, I love dicks and balls, and like, you know, fucking yeah. And then someone, they just finished their song and they're like, oh, thank you. This next one's going out to, wait, what's that sign say over there? My dog just got run over. My dog just got run over. Oh. That's wow.
Oh, it's like, wow.
That guy prepared for the room. So don't be that guy.
Here's a song for the guy's dog.
Oh.
That's how you handle that one, ladies
Oh my
and gentlemen.
god. I mean,
You got a song, you got a sad song. That's the time to play it.
I want to f a dog it. Blink-182, everyone.
Oh no. Oh no. So now we're gonna see the trend of musicians learning like songs to fit different obscure situations, so that when somebody holds up a sign talking about something sad in their life, they can have something that kind of relates in a way.
See, I told you guys it'd be a good idea to learn that song about dogs. There's a guy in the crowd.
Oh man.
But you know what? Like the whole thing about like you got to learn how to like handle those kind of situations and everything. If doing the whole streaming gig, you'd learn way more. Like you have to learn to deal with fucking that trolls, fucking like literally like so. There's so many things in there, and including that as well, which is one fucking shocker to a lot of people. Maybe is dealing with donations and bits, and like just insane amounts, because it's like
100%.
It's you know, as awesome as it is, a fucking 1,000,000% it's amazing. It's also at the same time like, oh my god, how do I react? What do I do? Oh
yeah. It's like, I don't know what I did to deserve this.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love you.
Fucking hell. You've had like 5 minutes on stage. Get off now and let someone else have an award, please. Oh my god. But yeah, look, fucking reading the room. I think we're both pros at it, I guess. I mean, like, I don't know.
I feel like I've got that skill nailed down pretty well. I used to not, but funny enough, it was actually a job where I was working at a place called Circle K. Is where I learned how to
oh, fuck me. I thought you was going to say circle something else. Circle what? Sorry?
Oh, yeah, down at the local Circle Jerk hole, you know.
Yeah, there we go. The old Circle Jerk. I used to take the family down there and get pizza pockets. Corned beef pizza pockets. They used to sell them for $5 a pop.
Yeah, the thing that makes them unique is the fact that they put jerky instead of pepperoni. Can you believe that? I can't believe that at all.
Wait, jerky in the pizza? Oh, God,
jerky on the
chewy
pizza. That's why it's called Circle Jerk.
Oh,
you didn't know that? Wow, they were established in like 1943, man. That's been their thing for a while.
Wait, is that an actual thing?
No, it's not.
Oh, you fuckbag.
But when the improv calls, you must run with it, right?
Guys and girls, I think we're gonna have to make a pizza with jerky on it.
I will. Like, I actually wouldn't be against making like fresh like pepperoni pizza with like cut up Slim Jim on it, dude. I'll make a fucking video on it.
Ooh,
we'll put mozzarella sticks, beef jerky. It'll be dank.
Oh God, stop! I could fucking do that.
See, now we're talking about food. We go from reading the room to talking about food, dude. I swear to God, I can't stop.
We're just two fat f***s, really. We're just like, food. Fuck. Oh man, I could murder a burger right now. It's terrible. It's really bad.
And it's funny because that's something that you can actually pull from. There the fucking thing goes. It's okay.
He's gone, everyone. Someone order 60/60's ass. Oh fucking hell! Never had jerky. Am I a disgrace? Only 75%. Right, you're back. You're good. You're real good. Sorry, I was just fucking thrown off by all that.
That's all right. Easily thrown off.
You was let's jump right ahead here. You was in the music scene, right, before you jumped on Twitch.
I was.
And this is
quite some time.
This is something like, you know, like I think this is what we like, you know, proper gelled over one night. Because it was just like, I found out we basically had the same fucking like backstory getting onto Twitch, more or less. Like, you know, why we decided to come onto the whole fucking Twitch scene and stuff. Yeah, do you want to give your fucking experience then? Like your music scene?
So it all started when I was a young lad. I was like,
Such a young
God,
boy.
I think I was like 5 or 6 when I picked up my first instrument, playing the bass. And you play at school, it's not really in the local scene, but that was kind of the catalyst that got me started. Eventually, I moved from bass to I played saxophone for a little bit, and then I jumped on the baritone that I stayed on for like 3 years on and off with the tuba. So I played like baritone and tuba.
It's not a tuba.
And then it's not a tuba.
It's not a tuba.
And then I think I had to be like almost 13 years old. I was like the Christmas before I turned 13, and I got my first guitar. It was a PV Raptor, and it came with a little PV amp, you know, a little
God,
cord to
I
plug
fucking
it in.
remember that guitar, dude.
Yeah, dude, I still have it too. I just it's hidden. But
What, like the watch and Christopher Walken?
I consider it to be one of my most valued objects, so it's placed in a vault somewhere deep underground.
He's talking about his butt.
So yeah, so I got that guitar and I played on that for the better part of like a year. Yeah, maybe like it was about a year. And then I got my Jackson Randy Rhoads Pro, and I've been playing that since I was like 14 years old, more or less, and that's been 15 years. Yeah, about 15 years now. So I was playing that in school, but around that time is around like junior high school. I was kind of starting to slack off in school, like kind of getting into trouble for doing some dumb shit. You know how it goes. But it was around that time my dad took me to go see it was Godsmack and Edema at I think it was the Dodge Theater at the time, somewhere in Phoenix. And I was like, holy shit, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, there's lights, there's fucking rock and roll, dude. Like,
there's boobies.
I could yeah, there was too. And you know, for a young lad, that was a very like
There's
formative
just
time.
two boobs.
Like, the only two that showed up, but that's all right. You know, that's a big moment in a young man's life. But you know,
whoa, that's what they look like. Sorry.
It was more of a prominent thing when I went to Ozfest in like 2005. Yeah, it was 2005 when I went to my first like big show, right? Because the first one I ever went to was Godsmack and Edema, and I think they were the only ones who played that night. But Ozfest was amazing, dude. I saw fucking Rob Zombie, dude. I saw As I Lay Dying. I saw fucking, I think it was Dragon Force and Black Sabbath played that year, dude. Like, fucking hell, dude. Like, how many opportunities in your life do you actually get to go see the Black Sabbath?
That one.
That one time.
That's it.
Technically, I saw the band again when they played with Dio, but that wasn't really Black Sabbath. That was Heaven and Hell, but it's basically
peace,
Black
Dio.
Sabbath. Yeah, rest in peace. Metal god, dude. But so like that was amazing. And then it was shortly after that I was doing some more dumb shit, getting in trouble. And then my dad, who was working as a phlebotomist, was like also teaching at a school to like teach people how to draw blood and shit. And he met this guy who was in the
wait, hold on. You just said your dad was a lobotomist?
A phlebotomist.
Fuck me. So that's why they removed the flubber out of people, right?
No.
Make it bounce around and make cars fly.
Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, it was mostly just like, you know, drawing blood, urine samples, poo samples, and all that.
Flubber.
Like,
Flubber's green.
No. Medical stuff is gross.
It's all mixed up. That's how it gets green.
So he ended up teaching this guy who was the vocalist of a band out here called Blessed Be Thy Name, and it's not at all what it sounds like, I promise you. um, so my dad, who is also a musician, who really kind of like helped me along the way in a lot of those, a lot of my music times, was like, "Hey, well, I was in a band and I've got a CD. How about I trade a CD for your CD?" And the guy who's the vocalist was like, "Hell yeah, dude! I'm fucking into it. Let's do this." So my dad brought it home, and this was like right after I discovered death metal, like right after it. Um, so I was just like really just fuck, I just love metal, dude. Like I want to scream, but I can't because there's people around me who are working, you know. um
I'll do it for you.
but
There you go. That's it. I
perfect.
can't do it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was honestly, that was all I needed.
That's it.
That's enough energy expenditure for me. The so I went to that show, right? And the next show that they played, which was around my birthday. And when we got there, there were a whole bunch of other bands that were playing there. Like this was my first local show, right? First local show. I was like 15 at the time, and I was like ready to fucking see what the metal world was like outside of the big bands.
Oh yeah,
So there was bands like there was like Killing Eve was one of them. I don't even know if they're still around. Sativa Strain, they're not around anymore, unfortunately. Then there was Mission G, I think was one of them, and then there was this band Sickmonic, which I'll get into them later, and then Blessed was the one who ended the show, and like. I remember seeing like Sativa Strain and they fucking rock, dude. It was like stoner metal, dude. It was like I don't even know how to describe it other than the fact that it's just fucking rock, dude. And so I ended up hanging out with those guys a bunch and super fucking cool dudes. And then this band Sickmonic came on, and I was blown the fuck away by this band. I had never seen anything like it in my entire life. Like the guitar playing,
fucking miss that feeling, dude. I totally miss that.
Like through the whole show, there was just like these shredding songs. The vocalist was like singing his fucking heart out, and it sounded so good. And then he would do his fucking screams, and then he would do these like really strange inhales because it's somebody who's what do they call it? A deathcore connoisseur. I love me some inhales.
Deathcore connoisseur.
Yeah, deathcore connoisseur.
Rolls off the tongue nicely.
It was just so gritty and brutal, but the music was also so very beautiful. Like it just like had all of these elements that I had never heard anything like it before. And then they ended the show by playing Devil Went Down to Georgia, and the lead guitar player pulled out a fucking electric violin and shredded the fucking thing to bits, dude. I was screaming my 15-year-old heart out like this is the most amazing fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
And right after that, Blessed came on, and that was the fucking wild show, man. They had the lights, they had like the black lights, the strobe lights, they had like glowing paint that they put on. They don't even call their shows like shows, they call them rituals. And like there's like blood and strippers, and like, dude, it's a fucking party and a half.
Blood and strippers, ladies and gentlemen. Come on down to the old family. Was it the old family arena where we got blood and strippers? Beautiful, great stuff. I'm down for that. I'm gonna take
it was
kids.
Super awesome, and I got a guitar pick from the. Sorry, what band was that? Booking 21. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that, dude. They don't play no more.
Yeah.
But the last time they played, and this is kind of like an overarching story that plugs into the reason why I gave this backstory. So over the years, I played in this one like metal band. It was like a black and death metal band. So think like bands like Behemoth was kind of like one of the big, like Behemoth, Arch Enemy.
A lot of people that don't listen to these kind of bands and stuff, they're just like, holy shit, this sounds like the fucking like the sweet 16 list of Satan.
Yeah, Pretty much. And I mean, like, shit, dude. Like, at that time, I was listening to like Death Clock, We Came with Broken Teeth, Waking the Cadavers, some other names that are definitely not safe for stream.
It
But
sounds like you're falling down the stairs in a graveyard, honestly.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that was a band name. Metal bands, man, that's just the way it goes. But
Graveyard stairs.
so around the end of high school, I was playing with that band, and then I think I was 18 going on 19, so I just got out of high school and I was still playing with this band. That band Sigmonic was like, we're looking for a new rhythm guitar player, and I'm like, my 19-year-old ass is sitting there stroking my not beard, because 19 years old, didn't really have much of a beard at that point. So I'm sitting there and I'm like,
His one hand.
yeah, the one hair that's like not even a micrometer long. It's like, look, I have a beard.
I'm a man now.
I'm a man now. So they posted it on MySpace at the time, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I still have a MySpace. So let's message them up and be like, okay, what do you want me to do? And they're like, okay, we'll learn this song, and then you're gonna come to the practice studio and you're going to audition. So we're gonna give you however much time you need to learn the song, but preferably by the end of like 2 or 3 weeks time, right? I'm like, okay. So I learned the song in 2 different tunings because I didn't know what the tunings were, and I didn't want to ask because I
Holy shit, dude.
I didn't want them to like think that I like needed help with it. So like I learned the song in two different tunings to really nail it down, and then it turns out it was the second tuning, which was the one I liked better. And I went in there, I fucking plugged in my Vox AD VTXL 100, 2 fucking 15-inch speakers and a power cab, dude, like ready to go. I'm like, got my fucking PV Raptor guitar, the very first one that I got, right? Keep that in mind there. And then the drummer's like, all right, well, go in there, you meet them all. And, I had met these guys before, so they knew who I was. I knew who they were, but, shook hands, shot the shit for a minute, and they were like, okay, we're going to do this. Drummer goes, click, 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 click. And I just hit it, and I fucking played it, and I was headbanging. I was having the fucking time of my life, dude. I was ready to fucking kick the walls down of this motherfucker, dude. I was like, I was in it, dude. And so like the song ended, and they were like, so you learned all that without anything other than the music? I'm like, yeah, correct. And he's like, okay, couple of small adjustments here and there. So Ray comes over and he's like, okay, instead of playing this right there, which is super close, but that's actually my part, you're gonna play this one down here, and then what were you playing for this other part? Blah 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 blah. Played it again, and then probably talked to him for like half hour or so after we played the second time. I left, and I think it was the very next day, they sent me a message saying, yeah, you're in the band. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? I fucking dude, I swear to God, like, there's no amount of like duct tape or glue or any kind of like bonding substance that could stop me from bouncing off the walls.
Can
dude.
I just,
like,
I just want to put that out there. Like, I think that's everyone's dream, is fucking watching a band, falling in love with them, and then getting accepted into the fucking band. I mean, fuck me. I know, like, as a musician myself growing up, like, fuck, I would have dreamed to have gone into like bands, like, watching them like play live and go, oh fuck yeah, they're good and everything. Fucking hell, mate. It's fucking fair play.
Now this is where it gets crazy, right? So this is when I started paying band rent for the studio, and started preparing for shows. And my first show was 10 days after I joined the band. I had to learn an entire set list worth of music in 10 days.
Jesus Christ. Fucking what?
I did it. And I know this doesn't mean anything to anybody outside of Arizona, but I'll give you like context as to why it was important. The very first show I played with them was at a place called the Marquee Theater. Okay. Marquee Theater is like the pinnacle of local fucking venues, dude. Like they have like all sorts of acts from all over the world come and play there, like big shows too. Like I think Muse played there before. Behemoth has played there. I played there with Fear Factory, Mushroom Head, like so like it was like the best spot you could play at in Arizona without going to like one of the stadiums, right? Stadium was like the next step up, but like the Marquee Theater was a really big place by comparison to the clubs that I was playing at, like the Clubhouse. Sets closed before I started playing in the scene, but I remember that place really well. Yucca Tap Room, fucking UB's, and the list just goes on and on and on and on and on, dude. I've been to so many fucking clubs and bars out here, make your fucking head spin. But so the first show I play with these guys, 10 days I'd learn an entire set list worth of music, and I go and perform it on this big fucking stage full of hundreds of people, more people than I've ever performed for in my entire life. Like the most I probably played for before that was like 150, and this was like 500, 600, 700 people. Like
fucking
it was
yes,
intense.
mate.
It was fucking intense, dude.
Rush, right?
And I like a new amp, dude. Like I was like, my fucking eyes are rolled into the back of my head, and I was like, dude, I was like spitting fire, dude. Like it was a pretty intense moment for young me.
Wait, so how old were you then?
I was 19.
19, mate. Doing that shit at 19. Fucking hell.
And so this band was really stoked for because they were actually signed to a record label. And I was thinking to myself, like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get some fucking music out there, dude. Hell yeah. So, started picking up all the new songs that they've written so far, wrote some parts, and then like we had like a few other songs that I helped write. And I was in that band for like 5 years, dude. Like 5
years. Holy shit. That's like a prison sentence or a relationship. Same difference.
It was a relationship, and a very dysfunctional one, because wow, there was a lot of band drama that happened over the years. But what ended up happening was so tying into the beginning of the story, right? We go back to that very first show where I went to go see Blessed Be Thy Name, but encountered Sycamonic. Well, a couple of years into the band, we had written some songs. I had recorded my guitar parts. The guitar player of Blessed was like, hey man, my daughter has had a very like vicious disease that like really fucked her up, and it was just like, it was a really sad situation, but through that he created a charity that was meant to help research the disease and to fund and develop cures for it, right? And he said, well, I spearhead this charity, and I would be like ever so appreciative if you guys would jump on the bill. And I'm like, I've got the guitar player of Blessed Be Thy Name asking me to play a show with him right now. I was freaking out, man. I was like, dude, nothing would make me happier, essentially, is what it came down to. And so we ended up playing that show, and we raised like, I think it was like somewhere along the lines of like 12 grand or something like that.
Yes, mate.
But that show was insane. It was at a place called 910 Live, which is also known as Club Elite. It's a strip club, but it also has a music venue in the back.
In the back.
And it's a big music venue, dude. I saw like Exhumed, Rings of Saturn, Jungle Rot. Like I saw like a lot of bands there, dude. Like it was pretty fucking epic. But they played on the big stage, and on the big stage they had, again, the black lights, the paint, the fucking blood, the strippers, the screaming, the singing, the crying. Like it was just like, it was a fucking magical.
I'm just gonna say the transition from this conversation to the next guest is gonna be phenomenal.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. But like since then, there was some band drama that happened, and that ended up with the singer getting fired and the bass player left because of that. And then like I had a bunch of shit I was dealing with in my life at the time, so I couldn't keep up with band rent and all that other shit. So I just basically one of my best friends who was helping me at all of the shows that I would play, he would come to every single one of them. Like seriously, such a stellar fucking
Oh,
dude.
that's fucking cool. Yeah.
He would tune my guitars for me. He would fucking clean the fretboards. Like he like meticulously took care of like all of my gear, set it up. Like I helped like carry it and like set it up on stage, but he would take care of like all the guitar stuff, and he was like my guitar tech basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of my tenure with this band, I decided, you know, well, like this dude's been fucking dedicated to the band since day fucking one, essentially. Um, you know, I'm gonna teach him the songs, and then when I announce to the band that I'm gonna leave, I say, "But I got a replacement." And that's exactly what happened. I went in there. He played some songs with them, and um, he's been with the band ever since. And I'm still waiting on that album that I recorded my guitar parts for in 2013.
It's in the mail.
It's in the fucking mail, dude. So since then, I delved into making my own music projects where I write the drums, the bass, the guitars, the synths, the symphonic instruments, the singing, the screaming, the crying, the sneezing. You know.
He's basically like a really death metal version of one of those guys that has a big old drum, like bass drum on his back and cymbals on his knees and stuff. Yeah.
Luckily, all of those drums and stuff are in the computer, so they're considerably lighter.
Yeah. So that's it. You just walk on synth pods and sound pads.
I mean, eventually that's the plan. Like, eventually the plan is to have, you know, a drum kit, guitars, basses. I want to get a fucking I want to get an accordion. I want to get a hurdy-gurdy. I've already got like a koto and like other stringed instruments. I've got like theremins and shit. Like I've got some stuff to make some like really wild music. I just need a little bit bigger of a space, but that'll come in due time.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, so I do my own music, and now what I'm trying to do through that is integrate that with like the visual side of Twitch, because I've never been very like artistically inclined in the visual arts, so to speak. So like me getting into what I've done so far and where I'm going, like I feel like I've improved a lot in that regard. So now I can kind of start to mix the visual side with the sound side, and that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of, you know, my experience in radio broadcasting. I went to college for recording engineering, sound design, so that includes like sound effects for movies and productions. You know, I did like music theory for a while in college as well, but I learned a lot more music theory from the guitar player of Symphonic than I did from the college, which was funny because he graduated from the Musicians Institute in California, so he was like god tier musician, like kind of dudes that could look at like a piece of sheet music and just like play it out on the piano without even having to think twice about it. But I learned a lot of music theory from him, and through that I eventually ended up becoming like a music teacher for a while, which was really cool. And I kind of want to like get back into that a little bit.
Fuck
but
me,
like,
dude. I cannot wait for the movie to come out of this.
dude, like honestly, like and honestly, we've only begun to scratch the surface of all the things I've seen in the metal field. Because after that band, I joined a folk metal band.
Oh
How fun is that?
We're gonna,
Yeah,
dude. We're gonna have to have you on again soon, honestly, because we're gonna have to cut this off short soon.
Fair enough.
But like, this is the moment, right? Okay. Like we'll put that all the stories on pause there, because we're gonna have to get you definitely back on again to like continue.
Oh, 100%.
But
I've got a long story to tell. Do you mind if I quickly just respond to the?
No, this is what I was about to say. Like this is the part where we look at this guy fucking trying to. Do you mind if I do your job?
I'm not that. I'm getting there, but I'm not that good. Gotta go with a little bit of flattery, right?
Oh my god, I love you, mate. Honestly. Right. Okay. First of all, when will you be making your return to streaming?
Oh, soon. I mean, I say soon. So like, here's the dig, right? Here's the thing.
Moving
I
on. No, I'm joking.
I had stopped streaming to kind of like do a little bit of like self-care, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what they're calling it nowadays, just to kind of like really get my like mental state back in the proper spot, because like where I was living and like the fact I wasn't really doing a whole lot outside of just working, and that was taking up a lot of my time. Like I started like developing like pretty heavy depression, and my mental health days turned into like mental health months. And then like I had to move, which means I had to tear my entire studio down. Like what you're seeing here on the camera is only like a small fraction of what I've had to move. And you know how it is with the wires and the desk, the green screens, the mounts, the cameras. It's just like the list goes on and on and on as you start to build up your
it's ridiculous.
It gets ridiculous. And so I moved, and then I came back, and it took me a while to kind of like design like the green screen cage that goes around my room, yada yada yada. I'm just gonna cut it short and just say that like I'm still kind of in that like trying to take care of myself on a mental health point. I'm actually gonna probably go see some doctors, because I don't think it should be lasting this long. So with that in mind, I want to say that I'm coming back really soon, and I'm not just going to be posting on Instagram. It's not the only like, output of content that I'm going to have. I'm going to definitely give more. I just really want to make sure that like I'm in a good headspace and can take care of myself.
Of course, mate. Mate, exactly. And like, honestly, I can't wait for you to come back, but you take all the fucking time you need. You know what? I'm telling you now, like I came up with made the decision last night. You know what? Next week I'm taking it off, because I need to have like a little fucking break myself. So we all need. Honestly, I feel like as well, it's weird. A lot of people are synced up at the moment. Like everyone's feeling a little bit out the usual headspace, so it's understandable. And yeah, fucking, take care of yourself first, mate. Because at the end of the day, you're living in your own fucking in your own self.
Exactly. I actually wrote a song about that exactly, dude. But we'll go into that another time.
Another time, mate. And look at you. You're fucking filled with it. I need a 3-hour special just to get it all out. Well, part of it.
Right. That'll be about half of it. But to answer Char's question, when will I be coming back? I'd say probably expect something in the next month or so. Cool. For me to at least, like, I'm gonna try to get like one stream out a week at the very least, and then go from there.
Yeah. Right, let's go with this one real quick. Top, like, off the top of your head, favorite guitar you own?
Favorite guitar? Oh, that's my Schecter 8-string, 100%, dude. That's a fucking beautiful guitar made in South Korea, dude. Oh, it's got a what is it? A 28-inch scale length, 24 fret fretboard.
All right.
Instead of like dot inlays for like 3, 5, 7, 12, so on and so forth, they're bats. So that's super cool. It's a matte black guitar with EMG 808s in it, and those are active pickups, and they just sound so fucking good when paired with my Mesa Boogie Mark V. Oh man, I'm talking like tone heaven, bro.
I'm just wondering if anyone in the chat is just like, wait, Boogie, wait, the YouTuber? But anyway, let's move on to the next one. What advice would you give to any aspiring musicians in the chat? That's a good question. Hi, Dan, as well.
Number one advice: come to me for music lessons.
This guy knows how to sell himself.
Like, I know it sounds cheeky, but like, I've spent well over 15 years of my life learning how to play the guitar, and I'm not as good as I should be, but I've learned a lot of what makes a good guitar player versus someone who just wants to play, acoustic guitar in their room singing to a
fucking
microphone.
Good riddance.
And I mean, honestly, like, if that's what you want to do, great. But like, other than like one of the biggest things that I'm gonna really like push in those lessons is you need to practice. Like, I will give you stuff to learn, but you need to practice it, because if you practice, you'll get better. That's the only way to get better. There is no special device. There's no
happened again. There's no special device that can keep his camera from doing this. Someone keeps turning the lights out in there, dude. You need to pay for the electricity bill.
I know it's fucking, it's awful, dude. We're like 15 stories underground, dude.
It's because we
really
moved your desk in there. That's why the power keeps going.
yeah, we need to power the desk first.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so one of the things that I would teach you is just to practice relentlessly. The more you practice, the more you get better. There's nothing that's going to make you better at playing music or guitar or anything in that realm without practice. And that actually also transfers over to real life. You can't get good at something if you don't practice and do it. That would be like,
in the wise words of Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Do it.
Oh, is that how it's gonna be? Bro, I can't even remember last night. I vaped so much.
Dude, you know that moment when you go to take a piss and you come back into your room and it's just like cloud.
Dude. Right, no shit. I vaped so much the other day. I had my eyes closed while I was vaping, and I opened them up. I was like, holy shit. I'm in fucking Silent Hill.
I mean, there's worse places you could be.
Pyramid Head's just like, oh, fucking, can you just give that a break? Just for a minute. I can't
Somebody open a window.
Can't fucking breathe here. Oh my god. Anyway, here's the next question for you. What's the weirdest request someone at a show fan asked at a gig? Oh, I like that.
That's a great question.
Dude, you should have answered every question like the Tiger King. I'm so glad you asked that.
So glad you asked that. Well, let me tell you.
Okay.
So outside of the normal requests, you know, play Freebird, or you know, what's the other one? Play Stairway. It's like, bro, that's like a fucking 8-minute song. I've got 3 of those lined up after this. Calm down.
I want to be my lover. Play Smoke on What?
My very first band did play that. Because
God.
you know, you start out doing covers and stuff like that, and then eventually you lean your way into writing original music, especially when you learn music theory, which is again. But
He's your guy.
Yeah, I'm a guy. I teach it. But yeah, Smoke on the Water was definitely one. Man, I can't even remember any like strange requests. I mean, other than the fact that I think one time I was wearing a kilt on stage, and someone like wanted me to like flash him the goods. I was like, nah, man. If you get up close enough to the stage, you might get a sneak peek.
Did you go full traditional kilt wearing style?
If it weren't for the fact that the stage was lifted like 5 feet off the ground, I would have, but I knew that that's what the stage was like, so I did not wear a traditional style.
Well done, lad. Good job. Don't want to see any only befores, you know.
We're working on that, but that's all in R&D.
Doesn't even have to be a song request. I've heard stories of bands where fans are like, hey, can you just straight up punch me in the face?
So I don't have any stories about strange requests like that. Like there's people who have you sign their chests or whatever like that. That's like normal, but like I would say I'll substitute it with a story of one of the strangest things I saw at a show. Right, it was at a place called Joe's Grotto in Phoenix, and it was
Joe's Grotto in Phoenix. Give it to me.
Yeah, it's so it was a dark little club that's got pretty decent size for the crowd area. The stage was always nice. Joe was such a cool fucking dude. I don't really I heard they closed recently, which made me the big sad. But that aside, there was a band playing there called Watain, and I don't expect anyone other than people who are into black metal to know who Watain is. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, this is cool. I haven't been to a black metal show in a while. Last time I saw one was probably, oh god, I think it was Karak Angren was playing, but they're another obscure band that you probably never heard of.
Mhm.
So
I've heard of all these bands you've said tonight.
Like, hell yeah, that's fucking. You're a man of culture, I see.
Yeah. Why can't?
So this band Watain, like, I was deeply disturbed by the show, and not in the fact that like it was like brutal or anything. It was that like the bass player actually like kicked my friend in the chest, like straight up, like took his boot and like
What
kicked
the
him right in the chest, like just an absolute dickhead. So I was like already not a fan of these guys, but like after the shows, I would usually, stay around and help clean up the place a bit. Like I didn't have to, I wasn't getting paid to, but I really loved that venue and I wanted to keep it nice.
Yeah.
So I was helping cleaning up, and in the middle of the stage, after the band had already gone and left, took their payment and everything, they left a dead skunk on the stage.
What?
There was a dead rotting skunk
What
on
the
the stage.
fuck is wrong with people, dude?
I have no idea, man, but like you couldn't get the smell out of that place for like 2 weeks. It was awful, truly awful. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, so you come here from all the way from wherever the fuck you are, and you fucking disrespect the stage that I've played on like 100 times. Like,
wow,
what the fuck,
that's
man?
disgusting.
So it's extremely disrespectful, and it's disgusting as well. And so with that, I don't have a story about strange requests, but that is one of the strange happenings I've seen at a show.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's fucking hell. There's something wrong with people. I swear to God. Let me see. Yeah, that's not cool. If they were gonna do, yeah, dude, 100% What a con. What a con. Right. Well, look, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to fucking cut this off now, mate. It's been a fucking absolute fucking breeze. This is just flown by.
Dude, we've been at this for an hour and 15 minutes.
Chapter
probably
1
about an hour
of the fucking of the Chronicles of INB4. All right, we're gonna have to definitely fucking get you back on, mate. I love the shit out of you. Please tell everyone where they can find you. All right, where are you located on the internet?
So I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. And I think those are like the main ones that I like focus on right now. But like the main one that you're gonna get a lot of like my like really wild natural stuff is gonna be on my Instagram, and that's pretty sure that's just Instagram.com/INB4Gaming. I have to actually go and check if you can believe that. But anyway, so then
I'm believing
Twitter,
it right now. I'm seeing it. I'm watching it happen.
INB4Gaming _TTV is on Twitter, and the rest is just INB4Gaming.
There we go. You just need to go follow him right now. Honestly, he's a super fucking talented lad. I love the shit out of him. And yeah, that fucking hair though. Go on, get it fucking done, son. Fucking oof.
Hair, dude.
He's definitely fucking worth it, and that t-shirt is making him worth way more.
So good.
Mate,
so
adding
good.
so much
High
value.
quality.
But dude,
So good.
you take care of yourself. Thank you so much for coming on here. It's been an absolute fucking pleasure. INB4, everyone.
Much love, everyone.
Bye. Oh, what an absolute star, honestly.